Is it over? Is it just getting started? Is it overblown? The questions surrounding the AI story continue to fly all over this week, but a new report shows some solid numbers, and this AI story is far from over. Joining us today is MarketBeat's Chris Marcotte with a list of 3 stocks that are right at the heart of this data center build-out that is truly just getting started. So before we get into these 3 names and the real contracts that are on the table for these companies, let's get to this report, Chris, and what data we have to show that this AI story is still very in its early stages.
Right. So this report came from JP Morgan, and it said that 60% of the planned data center capacity for 2027, those projects haven't even broken ground yet. And another 7% of the projects that are under construction are running into delays. Those could be because of supply chain bottlenecks or for regulatory hurdles based on permitting and stuff. And then, of course, there's the whole idea of, oh, yeah, these data centers need energy, and where are they going to get the energy from, which is becoming an issue. So, hyperscalers have committed the cash, but the shovels that are the companies that are building these data centers can't keep up. And I think that's where an interesting story is for investors.
Yeah, the companies that are working to keep up with all of this demand. And of course, construction never runs on time. If you've
Right.
ever built anything, you know that timeline is always longer than expected.
Right.
And that's where the bottlenecks and that's where the backlogs truly exist for many of these companies. So we're going to get into those names in a minute. The one question that I have, we've had several videos this week talking about the AI story, whether it's overblown, whether there's still growth ahead for a lot of these names in the market that have already seen a lot of growth. And that's the question of, yes, the backlogs are there. Yes, there is a continued demand. The build out is still very early yet, but is the market already pricing in that growth? I think that's the fear some investors have.
My short answer to that is no. And I think part of what explains some of the volatility you're seeing in the market is investors are simply trying to go where maybe their best opportunity is in the moment. And here's what I mean by that, Bridget. You have companies, the hyperscalers, we all know the names, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, etc., that are committing the money to these data center projects. And they've confirmed in the last earnings report that they're not only continuing to spend that money, they're doubling down on it and saying we're going to increase the amount of money that we're doing for CapEx spend because the demand is real. But it's going to take some time for companies like Microsoft and Amazon and Meta to actually realize the return on that investment that is coming, at least in part, off of their free cash flow. Okay. Yes, there is talk that some of them are getting financing in the public markets for that, but some of that money is certainly coming out of their existing free cash flow. And that's making some investors look at that and say, are these the best place to put our capital right now? That's where the opportunity that I'm talking about comes in, because there are companies that are responsible for getting these data centers built. And those are the companies that are going to be showing investors the money right now and in the coming quarters.
If you're looking for other stock ideas, don't forget about IPOs. You can check out a list of 7 of the hottest IPOs to watch in 2026 in this free special report by our MarketBeat analyst, Thomas Hughes. Just scan the QR code or click the link in the description of this video to get that free report right now on MarketBeat.com. And if you are looking for other stock ideas like the one you saw in this clip today, make sure to watch the full video on our main channel. You can find that video here.